I'm Josh Ellsworth with Stahls TV. As you're considering decorating apparel with logos, it's important to understand digital printing processes that are out there in the apparel decorating industry. There are three major digital processes for printing apparel. When I say digital, I basically mean that they're utilizing ink and creating full color graphics that can accommodate logos with a high color count. First is DTG. DTG, meaning direct-to-garment printing, prints the ink directly onto the garment with a special direct-to-garment printing machine. You probably have seen these if you've been in the industry for any length of time. The advantages of direct-to-garment printing is exactly that. The ink goes directly onto the garment. There's no extra process involved, and for that reason, you can do very high detail. The printer prints exactly what you create. There's no vector art, it's all raster, which means artwork in equals artwork out. You just need to make sure it's a decent quality. Now with direct-to-garment printing, it's wonderful for t-shirts and natural fabrics, cotton, basically. You have to have a relatively flat item in order to get it through the machine to print, so you're somewhat limited on exactly what you can print from a blank wearable standpoint, but the graphics that you can create are phenomenal, and once it's on the garment, it's great for full front t-shirts. It's a very light hand, very high color count, and with all of these technologies we'll cover, they're great for low quantities. Next is sublimation. So sublimation is like direct-to-garment in that you don't have to worry too much about the artwork at all as far as fine details like you see on the limbs of this tree and some of these free-floating details, but what you do have to worry about is make sure that your garment is a light color or white, and also that it contains a high content of polyester, at least 65% or more. As you lean towards the 100%, you'll get better color reproduction on the polyester. So the big thing with sublimation here is it requires a sublimation printer and special inks. You just print on the paper and you heat transfer that onto your white or light color polyester apparel. So the thing for sublimation ink to activate and turn into a gas and really just go inside of the fiber, you can't even feel it at all, it's beautiful on this shirt, you need to apply it at a very high temperature. So that also means that your polyester garment has to be able to withstand a high temperature. So those are just some of the things to watch out for. The technology is very powerful, but it's somewhat limited as far as what you can print on from a textile standpoint, color and fiber content. And last but not least is print cut. So print cut is not limited at all as far as what you can apply it to. Basically, there's multiple methods of print cut with different ink types, but the most durable that I want to speak to is print cut with solvent or eco-solvent inks. Basically, a heat transfer film with a special adhesive on it is run through a printer cutter like a Roland BN20. It creates your graphic. After it's been created, though, you have to weed away the excess like you would with a sign vinyl or a heat transfer vinyl to prepare it for application. What this means is that you're somewhat limited on the art. You can't do a lot of free-floating things like we did on the direct-to-garment print because those would pull up when weeding or be very time-consuming to prepare just one design. But the beauty of print cut is if you can work with your logos to make sure they're contained or moderate detail. Text is fine, just not extremely fine text. Then you can take this finished product and apply it to any number of things, which I'll show you some examples of momentarily, really opening up the sales opportunities for a customer's logo that fits the right mold. With that in mind, I want to show you how to apply print cut onto a jacket and then go through some of the finishes available there over on the Hotronix Fusion heat press. The first step is at the heat press, where I need to make sure I have the right attachment for printing the location I want to. So since this is a heat press with interchangeable bottom attachments, I'm going to load in a 6x10 attachment, and you'll see why I did that here momentarily. And I'm looking for a left chest placement on this jacket. The challenge with this jacket is it has a lining, but the nice thing is this jacket has been created with what's called a port pocket from Sanmar, where I can split that open for easy hooping on an embroidery machine or easy threading on a threadable heat press. That gives me a single ply of fabric, something that I can apply to, and I'll start with a preheat, which will also allow me to sort of dial in the appropriate pressure for application. Now I'm using a print cut digital transfer, so basically, you know, if you order this pre-printed, you'll just receive it like this, and it's ready to be positioned into place. If you produce it yourself, you'd get it to this point and then over to your heat press. You can see there's 5 or 6 colors in the logo, so color count does not matter. Cover it with a cover sheet. And the beauty of print cut materials and transfers in this day and age is they apply at a very low temperature. So this is a polyester jacket that may be impacted by heat, but unlike sublimation that applies at 380 degrees, this applies at 280, so you get a nice low temp and greatly reduce the chance of any scorch marks on the actual fabric. So it's a two-step application at 280, it's 5 seconds, and then again for 5 seconds. And not only does print cut transfers have adhesives that will stick to any fabric and apply at low temperatures, they also have dye inhibiting adhesives. So that's why you can go to these dark colored polyesters, is because of charcoal adhesives that don't let the color of the polyester ultimately bleed through the print. So you get a really beautiful finished result in a short amount of time. And that's the power of digital transfers in general, is that you can do full color, and with print cut you can apply to any fabric. So let me show you this logo repurposed across a wide variety of samples here, just so you can get the idea. We have everything from hooded sweatshirts to bags to fold-up chairs, can coolers, jackets, t-shirts. The idea here is we go into the soccer league or this school and we can present all of these as sellable items, which is extremely powerful. It's their logo across a wide variety of items, including nylons, polyesters, performance wear, even stretch fabrics that we see here, where the material actually stretches and recovers directly with the fabric. So that's a little deeper dive into print cut transfers, but rest assured all of these digital print technologies can be valuable to your business depending on what you want to do. So whether you go with print cut transfers, sublimation, direct to garment printing, just know that if your customers are bringing you 3+ color logos, you need to be looking at these technologies and understanding the pros and the cons of each to make sure you can invest in the right one to benefit your business. I'm Josh Ellsworth with Stahls TV. Thanks for watching.